are looking at some of the Necromancer skills for Diablo 4. So the so the currently you can have like 4 of these skeletons when you first start out. These are the melee, they're skeletal warriors. When you get more as you progress, you can unlock a 5th one on the skeletal knights, and I've currently got 3 skeletal mages. So let me go into here, go to click on Book of the Dead. This is how you click on this, or configure this. So right now I've got skirmishes. These are my melee guys right here, and this button, this right here, allows me to raise an additional skirmer. You can also do critically strike. Your skirmishers warriors next attack critically strikes and deals 50% damage. Critical strike damage can only happen every 3 seconds. Or if you click on one of these, little diamond ones on each of these, it sacrifices the skeletal, the warriors, gives you an increase of damage of 5%. But you can no longer raise skeletons. So the defenders, I can click on the defenders. This will de-summon my knights, my skirmishers. I can't even say that. And then make them defenders. And then I can do every 8 seconds your skeletal defenders negate the next instance of your direct damage they would take, or increase the amount of thorns that defender warriors inherit from you from 30% to 50%. And then reapers, you can make these guys reapers instead, which is going to be, with a powerful scythe that has a special wind-up attack, dealing heavy damage every 10 seconds. Reaper attacks against enemies who are immobilized, slowed, stunned, or vulnerable. Reduce the cooldown of their powerful wind-up attack by 2 seconds. Reapers have a 15% chance to carve the flesh off of enemies, forming a corpse. So that's nice. Whenever you see these little things right here, that means you can use it to summon, or you can use it to for corpse explosion. The nice thing about corpse explosion in this game is that it does not take any mana. You can cast it all day. Now I've also got Iron Maiden here, so I have a point into amplify damage, which is actually a passive in this game. So I use this to give me the curse, Iron Maiden, and then that just curses them, and then once that curse, they start dropping corpses, I start using corpse explosion. So I use this in here. This was also I use Blight. It does 113 damage and leaves behind a defiled area, dealing 303 damage over 6 seconds. That's at the rank 2 it's currently. Blight shows, well, this is the modifiers I have on Blight. So I've got Enhanced Blight, which is enemies, slows enemies additional 25% or 25%. And then I got Paranormal Blight. Blight has 30% chance to immobilize enemies for 1.5 seconds on impact. I like going for immobilized stuff. Or you could do your minions deal 15% increased damage to enemies within Blight. So that would be another decent one. So these upgrades, you can on these upgrades, this final leg. That's why it has an X on the other one, is because you can either do one or the other. And that's the way it is with everything, with every skill. I use my bone splinters. You can do bone spear. And I can try the bone spear. I believe this is given, no, I guess not. I thought I was getting this from an item. So you can use bone spear. It's going to be more powerful. but it does use mana, or in this case, essence. So, whereas the bone splinters do not. I can cast. I can cast the splinters all day long. It doesn't cost me, as you can see, it doesn't cost me any mana or essence. Okay, so that's why I like using that, because I can use that to finish things off, um, if they haven't been killed by other skills. So, but I do have items on me that increase my oh, I hit the wrong key. I have other items on me that increase my damage and stuff to bone spear. So that's why it would be nice to have that, to use it more often. I know. Let's see. That one gives me Iron Maiden. It helps increases 24% increased shadow damage to enemies inflicted with Iron Maiden. And of course that one, I have an empty socket, and then I can put something in there. So maybe I don't have the items on me right now, but I know I have. This one does bone spear. Also bone spear. So bone shards from bone spear do 85% bonus damage to vulnerable enemies. So and of course my amulet. Bone spear's primary attack makes enemies hit beyond the first vulnerable for 3.3 seconds. Bone shards from bone spears do 140% bonus damage to vulnerable enemies. So again, there's that. So I can bone spear is that's what this is here. But again, it does take a lot of mana, and so you can't cast it that often, that many times. So blight, I use blight to kind of help drop corpses, and I just start using corpse explosion. I do a roll effective use of it this time, but that's how I do it. Oops, I missed. So So, eventually, you can go skeletal mags. You can get different mags too. Now I've got cold. I didn't realize I had cold before, so I must have just recently unlocked this. I forgot about this. So I can do cold. So I think my mags are dead right now. No, they're here. Never mind. So I've got shadow mags. They have a 10% chance to stun for 2 seconds. This can happen on the same enemy more than once every 5 seconds. Or shadow mags fire an additional shadow bolt every 6 attack. So let's try the cold ones. I've not done these ones. So let's do cold mags attack will chill enemies, eventually freezing them in their tracks. So, or you can do each time your cold mags damage enemies with their primary attack, you gain 2 essence. That's cool. Enemies who are frozen by or damaged while frozen by your cold mags primary attack are made vulnerable for 3 seconds. Okay, so let's go ahead and go with that. It desummons them. We're going to go with this one. And we'll have to grab some corpses here. Alright, so now we got cold Megs. Might be a little difficult to see what they do because we've got the other ones that are going to do some damage to things too. So yeah, they do. They're nice. So I wonder, like, bone. I'm not sure what bone kind of these are for. I would think they would have like electric, you know, electricity mags instead, but I guess they don't. So the next thing here, as you see, is golems. I can't show you the golems because I'm not level 25, but you got different golems you can use as well. So I'm level 21. So um, I thought about trying this one here out. I never did try this one. This was called Hemorrhage. So this one here bursts an enemy's blood, dealing 81% damage. Hemorrhage has a 20% chance to form a blood orb. So this is in addition to the normal blood orbs that you have, the orbs that you drop for health. So the orbs that drop normally give you restock these charges on your health potions. So it's probably gonna be a cooldown. No, maybe not. Okay. So we're gonna see if we can get some of these to drop. So these blood orbs that drop, you pick them up and you use them as needed. You know, like in other words, if you're low on health and you grab one, it'll replenish your health. Otherwise, you don't pick it up. I'm assuming that's how it works because it shows that gotta find something to kill. Okay. So I didn't have a chance to really cast it on much. But the thing about this though is that it is, notice how it says, and it generates essence. So you can use it just like with bone splinters. It generates essence, so you can use it to help bring your get yourself more essence. I'm trying to get one of these to drop. There it goes. So yeah, there's a blood orb right there, and you grab it as you need it. But I mean, it grabbed it. I didn't really do that. I was full health, but it would increase my health if I needed it. So right there, that's this. He just grabbed one of those. So as you can see, that's the difference between the blood orb here and the regular mana potion. So that's the hemorrhage. So all these are actually generate essence. So this is reap. So it sweeps an ethereal scythe in front of you, dealing 38 damage. Hitting an enemy with Reap increases your damage reduction by 15% for 2 seconds. So that's just another type of essence generator. So let's try the decompose. So tear the flesh from an enemy, dealing 95 damage per second, and forming an unusable corpse with the flesh every 2.5 seconds. So that's actually going to be will be quite useful because of the fact that it's going to help generate corpses for explosion. I don't have it. If I had this on my rough cook, there we go. That'd be better. I can try it out more. Huh. It's actually like a channeled effect. Oh, yeah, it is channeled. Okay. Nice. So I will say that necromancers currently are overpowered. They are very strong. So I do anticipate them being nerfed. So let me look at the this one here is probably one of the most useful ones for the blood orbs. Enhanced hemorrhage. After picking up a blood orb, your next hemorrhage deals damage to enemies around your target and grants 2 additional essences per hit. And then you got initiate hemorrhage. Excuse me. Hemorrhage grants 1.6% base life as a fortify each time it hits an enemy and has 1.5% chance per enemy hit to fortify you for 100% base life or 340. Or hemorrhage gains an additional 20% attack speed while healthy. So that sounds like a lot more useful. So we looked at the bone spear. We looked at the blight. This is blood lance. Throw a blood lance that lingers in an enemy for 3 seconds, dealing 158 damage to the enemy and all other lanced enemies. So let me rearrange here. Okay. These are just normal mobs, so it's really kind of hard to tell what that does, but it does do some damage, and it does help. And there's different things that work off of that lance too. Like I've seen items that do work off of it. So Blood Surge, draw blood from enemies, dealing 70 damage, and Expel a Blood Nova, dealing 176 damage. So I'm going to go with that. We got something giving me a point of that already. Blood Surge's Nova damage is increased by 10% per enemy drained up to 50%. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put that one up and see what that does. Okay. Blood Surge. Explode Blood Nova. Okay. So this is draw blood from enemies. I wonder if it heals me at all. Wow, it's pretty powerful. And these are normal mobs. Make short work of them. So that's pretty nice. Blood Mist. Disperse into bloody mist, becoming immune for 3 seconds. Your movement speed is reduced by 20%, and you periodically deal 5 damage to enemies and healing for 0.5% of your maximum life. So I don't like anything that slows me down. Of course, I got Corpse Explosion here. And Blood Prison, or Bone Prison. Unearth a prison of bone with 102 life that surrounds the target for 6 seconds. Then you got Grim Harvest. Consuming a corpse generates 3 essence. And you can, this increases your Skeletal Warrior damage and life by 100 or by 15%. So then you got Amplify Damage. We've got Death's Reach. This is Iron Maiden. The same as before, and makes them takes more damage. Decrepify. The Corpse Tendrils, I got something give me 2 points of that. So that veins burst out from a corpse, pulling in enemies, stunning them for 3 seconds, and dealing 71 damage to them, and does not consume the corpse. Interesting. Okay. That's what the tendrils did. Okay. So that's pretty nice effect. Bone Spirit. Consume all your essence to conjure a spirit of bone that seeks enemies. Upon reaching the enemy, the spirit explodes, dealing 259 damage to the target and all surrounding enemies. Damage is increased by 3% for each point of essence spent casting the Bone Spirit. So this sounds really good, but actually, if it's consuming all of your essence, it really isn't that great, because look at the damage that Corpse Explosion does. And I can cast this all day long. No mana. So you got Serration. Your bone skills have 0.5% increased critical strike. Chance for 10. For each 10 essence you have cast. You have one cast. Okay. Well, let me go into the ultimates. I don't have enough skills to do the ultimates, to show the ultimates. Unfortunately, I would need about 3 more points. So I got 1 point. I would need a total of 4. 3 more spent plus 1 to put one into something. But I got this Blood Wave. Conjure a tidal wave of blood that deals 292 damage and knocks back enemies. And then we got upgrades to that. We got Primal Blood Wave. Blood Wave slows enemies by 50% for 4 seconds. And Supreme leaves behind 3 blood orbs as it travels. Golem Mastery increases life and damage of your golems. Standalone increases damage reduction by 6% reduced by 2% for each active minion. Memento Mori, or how you pronounce that. Sacrificing both Skeletal Warriors and Skeletal Mages increases their sacrifice bonuses by 20%. Okay, so in the other ultimates, we got Bone Storm. A swirling storm of bones appears around you and your golem, dealing 584 damage to surrounding enemies over 10 seconds. We got upgrades to that. We got Primal Bone Storm. Your damage reduction is increased by 15% while Bone Storm is active. Okay. And then Supreme, your critical strike chance is increased by 20% while Bone Storm is active. And the other ultimate we have here is going to be Army of the Dead. Call forth the deep buried dead, sorry. Volatile skeletons emerge over the next 7 seconds that explode around enemies, dealing 97 damage. Not a lot. Doesn't seem like a lot. This one here seems like probably the better one. That one's nice too. So, upgrades to the Army of the Dead though. Prime Army of the Dead. When Army of the Dead's volatile skeletons explode, they have a 15% chance to leave behind a corpse. And then Army of the Dead also raises your Skeleton Warriors and Skeleton Mages. Okay, nice. So then we got, these are the end all, or the end skill here. After you have not taken any damage in the last 3 seconds, your minions gain 15% attack speed, while you have at least 7 minions. That bonus is doubled. Bone skills deal 1% increased damage for each point of essence you have above 50 upon cast. And then Rathma's Vigor, increase your maximum life by 10% after being healthy for 15 seconds. Your next blood skill overpowers. So that basically is the Necromancer in a nutshell. Definitely a very fun class to play. So, which incidentally is why he's my highest character. So, it is really a fun class to play. So, hope you guys enjoy this quick look at the Necromancer skills. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.